If you are tired of spending time measuring, shaking, and waiting while your baby is crying for a bottle, this top 3 is made for you. Automatic formula dispensers promise to save time, reduce stress, and deliver a smooth and consistent bottle in seconds. But not all machines are created equal, and some are clearly more reliable than others. In this video, I tested and compared 3 of the most popular formula makers to see how they perform in real daily use, how easy they are to set up and clean, and whether they truly make life easier for parents. So let's start this top 3 and see which one really deserves a place in your kitchen. In the third, I tested the Formula Maker Pro over several days in real-life conditions, both during the day and in night feedings. And the first thing that stands out is the overall comfort it brings to daily routines. Because with one touch, the machine measures, heats, mixes, and dispenses a bottle with very consistent results. The texture is generally smooth and much better than manual shaking, especially for parents who struggle with bubbles and foam. The sealed powder container is a real plus, because it keeps the formula protected from humidity and avoids the constant scooping mess. The memory function is genuinely useful when you stick to the same formula, since you do not need to reprogram the ratios every time, and the choice of multiple formula temperatures plus separate hot water options makes the machine flexible for different habits or baby preferences. However, when you use it intensively, some weaknesses clearly appear and should not be ignored. The preparation time of around 2 minutes can feel frustrating in emergency situations, when your baby is crying hard and every second feels long. The powder dispensing system is not perfectly tolerant to all brands and textures, which means that with certain formulas, you may notice occasional clumps or inconsistent flow. If the setting is not perfectly calibrated, cleaning is easier than it looks at first glance, but still requires regular attention because milk splashes and powder residue can build up around the dispensing area and drip tray. Some bottles came out with slight splatter, which adds an extra wipe down step after each use. The machine is also relatively bulky and takes noticeable counter space, which can be an issue in smaller kitchens or already crowded baby setups. And finally, the price is quite high for what it offers if you compare it to manual preparation or simpler warmers. So my final conclusion after testing is that the Formula Maker Pro is a comfort-focused device designed for parents who prioritize consistency, ease, and routine efficiency. It shines when used calmly with well-adjusted settings and regular maintenance. But it is not ideal for rushed night feedings or parents looking for a fast and compact solution, making it a premium convenience tool rather than an absolute necessity. Secondly, after testing the Baby XO Formula Milk Dispenser extensively in real everyday conditions, including early mornings, late nights, and moments when speed really matters, I can honestly say this machine is built around convenience and time saving, because the automatic electric mixing system does exactly what it promises by preparing bottles much faster than manual mixing, usually delivering a ready-to-drink bottle in a matter of seconds, with a texture that is generally smooth and well blended, which is especially reassuring for parents who worry about air bubbles and digestion issues. The user interface is simple and intuitive, so once it is set up, it becomes very easy to use even when you are tired. And the fact that it supports different bottle sizes, formulas, water volumes, and temperature settings makes it adaptable as your baby grows, which is a big plus over more rigid systems. The BPA-free materials also add peace of mind when it comes to safety. However, after prolonged use, some clear drawbacks appear, and they are worth mentioning honestly. The most noticeable issue is maintenance, because the internal powder and water pathways can clog if cleaning is not done very frequently, especially with thicker or finer formula powders, which means skipping cleaning for even a short period can lead to inconsistent dispensing or blockages. I also noticed that the machine often needs to be cleaned more thoroughly than expected, sometimes every couple of bottles. Otherwise, residue builds up and can cause small splashes or uneven mixing, which slightly defeats the promise of a mess-free experience. Another limitation is that while it works great most of the time, functionality can be inconsistent depending on the formula brand, with some formulas performing perfectly and others causing minor issues that require adjustments or recalibration. This can be frustrating at first and requires a learning curve, especially for new parents. And although the device is quick, it is not silent. So in very quiet nighttime environments, the sound can be noticeable. Overall, my conclusion after testing is that the Baby XO formula milk dispenser is a genuinely helpful tool that can significantly reduce bottle prep time and daily stress. But it is best suited for parents who are willing to commit to regular cleaning and occasional troubleshooting, making it a strong convenience-focused option rather than a completely hands-off solution. And to finish, first of all, I tested the Baby Brezza Formula Pro Advanced over an extended period in real everyday conditions, and it clearly stands out as the most advanced and premium formula dispenser in this top because it completely changes the bottle-making routine. In practice, you just press a button, and in a few seconds, you get a perfectly warm bottle with a smooth texture and no air bubbles, which is a massive advantage during night feeds, or when the baby is crying and you need something fast and reliable. The customization options are one of its biggest strengths, since you can precisely choose the amount in small increments, select different temperature levels, and use it with almost all major formula brands and bottle sizes. The sealed powder container helps keep things more hygienic and consistent than manual scooping. And when everything is properly set up, the mixing accuracy and consistency are excellent and much better than hand preparation. However, after long-term use, there are real drawbacks that should not be ignored, because this machine requires strict maintenance and regular cleaning. Otherwise, powder residue can build up inside, which may lead to clogging or inconsistent mixes. Setting the correct formula calibration is essential and can take time, especially if you change brands. Some users, including myself, notice that if maintenance is skipped, even slightly, the machine can stop mixing properly or dispense uneven bottles. The cleaning process itself is more involved than with simpler machines and may feel annoying for parents who want zero hassle. And finally, the price is clearly on the higher end, which makes it harder to justify if you only prepare a limited number of bottles per day. So in conclusion, this is the best option for parents who want maximum speed, comfort, and consistency, and are ready to invest both money and a bit of time into proper upkeep. But it is not the ideal choice if you are looking for a low-cost solution, minimal cleaning, or something very basic and maintenance-free. That wraps up this top 3 of automatic baby formula makers. Each of these machines has its own strengths and clear limitations. So the best choice really depends on your budget, your baby's needs, and how much convenience you want on a daily basis. Some models clearly stand out for speed and consistency, while others may be a better fit if you prefer more control or a lower investment. The most important thing is choosing the solution that truly fits your routine and helps make feeding time easier and less stressful. If you are interested in the product, the link is in the description. But above all, subscribe to not miss the next videos. See you soon.